State the changes that should be made to the graph of y equals 1 over x to obtain the graph of y equals minus 4, x plus 2 minus 1. Now, even though they don't ask us to draw this, if you can quickly draw this, and you should be easily doing that, then it's easier to discuss what's happening. So I can see that the whole graph, now I remember that my asymptotes for 1 over y equals 1 over x is on the x and the y axis. My y asymptote moves down to -1, so I have an asymptote there at -1, and then I have an x asymptote in the opposite direction of +2, which means at -2. Okay, so this is at -2. A is -4. I'm not gonna draw the 4 there, so I'm not gonna have almost a straight line there. All I know is because it's negative, it has been reflected. So instead of sitting there, it has been reflected in the x-axis and it sits there. So my graph is going to be there and there. So that's how quickly it is to draw that. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to state the changes. So when I state the changes, I am going to identify the values as well. I'm going to say a equals -4. And I'm going to say therefore, the graph has been the graph of 1 over x has been dilated by a factor of 4, in the y direction. Remember, pushed out in the y direction because y changed with 4, so of 4 in the y direction. In the y direction, I'm going to say, and reflected in the x-axis because it's negative, and reflected in the x-axis because all your y values becomes negative. So instead of being positive there, it reflected in the x-axis. That's what I can say about -4. I can also say that k equals -1. K equals -1. Therefore, the graph has shifted. The graph has been translated 1 unit, and because it's negative, it's down 1 unit down. And I'm going to say h, and this is where the tricky part comes. Depends on if you see it as plus k or minus k. So I'm going to say, because I use plus k, this h equals 2. Therefore, the graph has been translated, and this is the important part, has been translated 2 units to the left because it becomes negative, so it's to the left. And that's how you have to state it. So it's quite a bit of writing. Use full sentences, use the right words, and you should be right.